Let's talk about a healthy breakfast on the go. Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is Jan Dougan with Purdue Extension here in DuBois County. And Jan always brings us great recipes, great ideas, great ways to have a healthy life. And in this edition, we're going to talk about healthy breakfast on the go because a lot of us are on the move.
That's right. And you know, as different seasons change and different schedules change for family and people, and when the sun's up and people want to get outside earlier, sometimes they want to forego breakfast in the morning and just hit the road or get outside to activities. And we want to encourage everyone to eat breakfast in the morning. And if it needs to be breakfast on the go, that's fine. And you know, we have a lot of traditional breakfast foods. So normally when I say breakfast, Bill, what do you think about?
To me, it's cereal.
Cereal.
That's the easiest thing for me.
Cold cereal?
Yeah, cold cereal.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So at our house, a lot of times it's oatmeal. On weekends, we'll have pancakes or maybe English muffin sandwich, or make an omelette or make a frittata in the oven when we have a little bit more time. But oatmeal or cold cereal or a piece of toast with maybe some protein on it is at our house what we usually think of for breakfast. But I want to give everybody permission to think a little bit outside the box for breakfast.
Okay, or inside the muffin pan.
Or inside the muffin pan,
Okay.
because we are going to be showing you how you can make an omelet for on the go and make them ahead of time, and they're ready to go out the door or ready to eat before you go out the door in our kitchen clip from Purdue Extension.
Okay, here is that video clip, a kitchen clip. It's called Omelette Muffins.
Doesn't a warm homemade breakfast sound nice in the morning, but you just can't find the time to prepare it? Well, today we're going to make an omelet muffin that'll be easy for you to take on the go with you. So let's get started with adding our ingredients. I've already put in 6 eggs into our bowl here, and now we're just going to start to add each ingredient. We're going to add 1/4 cup of skim milk. This gives us some added calcium into our omelet. We're also going to add 1/2 cup of shredded cheese. And then today I've selected some of my favorite vegetables, but you are more than welcome to substitute any vegetable that you prefer. So we've got 1/2 cup of each: mushrooms and red peppers, and then our green peppers too. This adds a lot of color to the omelet, and then it also gives you some of your daily vegetables for the day. Then lastly, we're going to add our turkey bacon for some added protein into our omelet. This adds a lot of flavor too. And lastly, we're going to stir all the ingredients together. Now we're ready to fill our muffin pan. You may want to spray your pan with a nonstick spray just so that the omelets do not stick. All right, so we're going to fill these up halfway and try to get a good mixture of your ingredients, keeping those mixed. When we get our pan full, we're going to bake at 350 degrees and for about 18 to 20 minutes. So now we have our finished product. Our omelet muffins are finished. And you can serve these immediately, or I like to store them and refrigerate them and warm them up in the microwave for an easy, quick, fast, on-the-go breakfast. If you pair it with a piece of fruit, that's even better, and more complete, nutritious breakfast to fuel your day.
That was a kitchen clip from Purdue Extension, and Jan, it was the omelet muffin, which is a great way to make on the go, something that you can make ahead of time and hold for a day or two if you need to.
Right, sure, sure, you could. And it'll store very nicely in the refrigerator. I have not personally frozen them, but I think that they would freeze okay also. They, depending upon, well, how long you would keep them that way. So, I mean, basically it was eggs, fat-free milk, cheese, peppers, both green and red, some mushrooms, and some turkey bacon in there. So, you know, it's a heart healthy, it's a low fat, it's a low sodium breakfast, and it's a quick make ahead that you can do at home. And kids love these.
Yeah, I could see making a lot of them, and then you've got breakfast for the rest of the week. But isn't it also a good lunch or a supper
Sure.
even?
It would be great lunch. It would be great for in the evening when you just want a light dinner. You know, sometimes if you're working late and you're going to have dinner late, you don't want to eat a whole big dinner. So, you know, it's great because it's packed with protein and it's packed with vegetables. So it would be a great option.
Okay, and what's the best way to store that? In a Ziploc bag?
So in a proper storage container, you could use a storage container that you use in your refrigerator, or a refrigerator type storage bag, or yeah, basically those would be the two main options that you would have that you would want to store them. I think storing them individually is probably better, or layering a piece of wax paper in between them so that they don't stick together when they're in the fridge. But I don't think they're going to last long.
No, they're going to go fast.
So they're going to be a great option for people to have.
Now, for me, with breakfast, I have to have coffee. Let's talk
Yeah.
a little bit about coffee.
Yeah, let's talk about coffee, and let's talk about rethinking our coffee shop stop. So if you've got breakfast on the go and all you need is a cup of coffee, you might have to stop at a local place to get your coffee. So we want you to think about, what are you drinking in the morning with your omelet on the go? And if that's coffee for adults or young adults out there, you might want to think about downsizing for one thing, and limit the amount of caffeine that you have. So downsizing is the first thing that you need to look at. And then you need to think about, what am I adding to that coffee? I think milk is great to add to coffee, and our preference would be that you add low-fat milk to your coffee. That's one way that you can help get your dairy that you need every day. But you might want to skip the whipped topping that they're adding, because basically that's calories and it's added sugars to your drink. Now, every now and then I'm all about moderation, so every now and then that's fine to do, but to do it every day all the time, you're adding some calories and some added sugars that you really don't need. Then we also want to think about, a lot of people like to have some kind of flavoring in their coffee. So how many pumps of syrup are you putting in? How many flavors of French vanilla are you putting in? You might want to think about cutting back a little bit on that, and maybe trying some other flavorings. Maybe trying cinnamon, a dash of cinnamon, or a dash of nutmeg into your coffee, or even a dash of cocoa powder to give it that little bit of chocolate flavor that you might like. So there's a lot of ways that you can have your cup of coffee, but make it a little bit healthier.
Well, it's easy for me. I always do my coffee black, but I think a lot of times people don't think of coffee as such a calorie monster, because when you put all that other stuff in, you're adding calories every time.
Right, and if you recall from past shows, we've talked about just 100 calories more each day. By the end of the year, you're 10 pounds heavier. So that easily could be that 100 calories in that syrup and in that whipped topping and in those added extras that you're putting into your coffee. So really, we don't want you to do without.
Right.
We just want you to rethink what you're doing at the coffee shop.
All right, well, Jan, thank you very much for coming in. And we hope that you have enjoyed the video of Omelette Muffins, the kitchen clips from Purdue Extension. Thanks to Jan Dougan for being our guest. Thank you for watching WJTS. We're local people watching local people.